What's up, my little pretties? It's your Mistress the Childline is here, and today we're going to review episode 44 of Teen Titans. And this, by the way, I believe is episode 5 of season 4. And today, this episode we're reviewing today is called Employee of the Month. Whoa, boy. I do remember seeing this episode. Well, at first didn't know it existed until I'm looking online. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm surprised I remembered this episode since I was a kid. When I was a kid, I believe I watched this episode and didn't really care for it. But then when I rewatched that episode, I'm like, oh my goodness, I forgot this episode existed. With that being said, this episode is pretty good. Well, for the most part. Well, most of it's good. Now, basically the episode is about, the Teen Titans are trying to figure out why are cows being taken away in farms, and they're trying to figure that out. Well, meanwhile, they were figuring that out, Beast Boy is having a bit of problems on his own. Like, he's getting tired and can't keep up when he's, running or flying. Whatever animal he seems to have. He seems to have, a little bit of, a out-of-shape issue, so he decides to build a moped. So he asks Robin if he could build one, and Robin says no. And however, he tries to ask Cyborg, but Cyborg says no. And Beast Boy ends up having a little bit of a fit over it. So Raven suggests that he gets a job and buy one. So Beast Boy tries getting a job at certain areas, but unfortunately they weren't working out. And finally Beast Boy decides to work at Mega Meaty Meat, which basically he's a vegetarian and he didn't really like the meat, but this guy named Bob, and I'm gonna say this right now, the actor for Bob, his voice sounds like Professor Utonium from the Powerpuff Girls, so I'm pretty sure it's the same voice actor. So basically, Beast Boy decides to work there so we can get his moped once he works. So as he was working to get a moped, the Titans were surprised that he was working. So one day while working, Beast Boy walks into the back and he sees that what is going on. He sees that the meat comes from the tofu, which is the source. Who's the villain in this? Basically made a fake Bob, and he takes the thing home and he gets the moped, and he basically, questions the source, of why he's taking the cows and stuff. So that's pretty much what the episode basically is about. Now, I do know there's not too much to say about this episode. Other than I watched this as a kid and I completely forgot about it until I rewatched it again. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I remembered this episode. Now, is there anything negative to say? Well, I could definitely say right now that how did Beast Boy not file for the fact that, this was a fake and it was made by, the source? Like, I know he didn't know at the time, but if he did know that that was the case, he would have told the Titans and they would have done it or something. Like, why didn't he just notice something fishy earlier? Like, why didn't Beast Boy notice something fishy as soon as he walks in there and sees Bob doing that? That's kind of the questions that I really, really do have to say. But, you guys can explain it if you like to. I would like to hear your thoughts. Now, the concept itself was pretty good. But yeah, it is pretty good for the most part. Most of it seems pretty reasonable. And the fact that Beast Boy worked at a place that sells meat, and even though he's a vegetarian, I honestly found that to be quite hilarious and funny at the same time. I honestly really felt that that was really hilarious. Now, I like the storyline of how the episode went out. I thought the storyline was really good. I liked the animation, the characters. Everything was just really good. The only negative I had to say was, why did Beast Boy not, though figure that something fishy was going on at the minute he walked in there? Yeah, like I said, maybe these characters always, fall for tricks and that. So I can't really blame or do too much, but that's kind of well, at least to me that is. Now, This episode was pretty good, and I highly recommend for those. This is not as dark as Birthmark was. Like, I know Birthmark was a really dark one, but there's another dark one that's followed by it, and it's gonna be coming up sometime in the next episode. Like, not in the next episode. So, well, basically, not the next episode. We're gonna have a dark episode. Not this next episode coming, but the next episode after that. So, yeah. So be sure you're ready for that. Now, like I'm going to say right now, and like I always continue to say, this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you disagree with me, that's fine too. My final rating of this episode would have to be a 9 out of 10. I'm giving it a 9 because the concept was good, everything was good about it, like the storyline and the animation was good about it, at least for the most part. But the only negative I had to say was, how did Beast Boy not find this fishy? Like, how did the Titans not find Mega Meaty suspicious in the first place? Like I know they kind of did have suspicions for it, but they just never heard of it. But maybe if they did look into it more, maybe they would have found out a little more about it. But that's just basically my opinion on it. But anyways, that's just what all I have to say. Now, with that being said, that's the only negative I have to say about this episode. But everything else was just really good. Now, anyways, what did you all think about this episode? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this episode a lot better? Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm the Shadow Linus. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you're brand new here to this channel, be sure you like, comment, and subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you will get notified to when I upload. Now with that said, guys, I will be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out.